Welcome back to another edition of Naschat. This morning we have a very interesting guest for you. She's travelled all the way up from Worcestershire, down somewhere in the Midlands. Class 7 racer, club chairman, league representative, and now also a NASA director, but we'll get to that later. First of all, let me introduce you to the one and only Julie Fernihough.
Good morning, everybody, or good evening, whenever this is going to go out. Nice to be on here. Thank you.
So, Julie, like we do with all of our guests that come on this show, we like to introduce you to the people at home. There's people within our sport that know you. Obviously, we're reaching out to people outside of Autograss. We want to build the fan base. We want to bring people in and get them interested in national Autograss. We have an absolute gem of motorsport, and we want to drag those people in. So I want to tell your story. I want them to know how long you've been doing it, where it started, and why you're still here. Mm-hmm. Also, throughout this little diary of events we're going to go through today, we're going to find out not only why you started racing as a youngster, but why you're still here and why now you're effectively an executive member of the sport and what's made that. So let's tell that story. So let's start at the very beginning. Autograss racing. Why are you here?
I came racing as a baby. My dad was a founder member of Radford Club. He raced for years and years. Got me into it. Started in the juniors. In those days, you could only race at 14 years old. At the minute now, it's 10. So I started in the juniors. Raced Class 1 Mini for 2 years, till 16. Carried on after then. I went then into ladies Class 8. Class 10 first. Raced my dad's car. That was a Chevy. It's the only option I had, really, because that was the only car that we had in the family.
But is it fair to say that there is a racing heritage in your family? Because not only Dad Dave was one of the very first national champions.
Yeah.
But Uncle Hoss.
Yeah, Hawthorn Fernihough. Yeah, he raced as well many years ago. My uncle did. Uncle Aubrey, Martin, Michael, most of the Fernihoghs, big family, nine brothers and sisters. So most of them, apart from a couple of ladies, all raced from when it was jalopy days, really. It was good old days then. Like I say, Dad was a founder member of the club. Won the nationals in 74 and 75 in Class 10. And the Champ of Champs, I think it was in 1974.
So if I can just cut in on Julie there, Dave won the nationals in 74, 75.
Yeah.
So obviously what we already know, but for the people that don't know this, the sport is officially in its 52nd year now.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Going into 2026. So Dave was one of the very first national champions and then obviously backed it up the following year.
Yeah.
Always a fan of the big engine, Dave.
Yeah,
always liked the
Chevys.
V8s, the Chevys. And then obviously Hoss went off stock car racing where he carried on his love for V8s and Chevys as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Also, I'll just break back to where Julie started. Radford Autograss Club is down. Obviously, it's named after where it's based, but it's down just outside of Inkborough in Worcester, which is where Julie was born and raised.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's obviously it really genuinely is a home track for you.
Yeah, we only live 2 miles from the track, stone's throw away where we are, so we're probably one of the closest members to the track, actually.
And not only that, the club utilise quite a lot of your family's facilities as well to help the club run, don't they?
Yeah, they do, yeah. We've been at the track at the minute now, I think it's 32 years, at Weston Hall Farm in actually Radford, the home of Radford. We get the water from down where our farm is, take it out the brook with an extraction licence. We store most of a lot of the vehicles from Radford down at our farm. So yeah, there's a lot of from the racing side of Radford is through our family, but not just our family. There's lots of help that goes in behind the scenes. So yeah.
And the club has changed hands over the years, so to speak. So obviously, you're the chairman. Yeah. Chairperson.
Yeah, whatever you want to call me, chair lady, yeah. I get called lots of things.
Let's not use lady, okay? No. So it's changed hands over the years, but it naturally keeps evolving back into the hands of the Fernihoghs.
Yeah.
Or today, for your full title, Julie Double Barrel Hawthorn Fernihough.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in that. There's got, we'll get a new chairman for a couple of years and they'll have a go at it. But it naturally finds its way back to your family and now you.
I suppose it's part of your heritage, isn't it? I've always known Autograss racing. My dad was one of the founder members. He was chairman. There's obviously lots of other chairmen, but I don't want to see the club fail or anything like that. So I'm there. I've got a massive, fantastic committee behind me. I couldn't do what I did if it wasn't for my committee. You're not a one strong person. You're only as good as your members in the committee at the end of the day. But no, we all work hard. It's not just us. It's a good club, and we all work hard to make it what it is, really.
So again, if for somebody on the outside, somebody who's not really come through the gates of an Autograss field yet, where is the venue? What's the address?
It's between Worcester and Stratford-upon-Avon. So a little village called Radford, just outside another village called Inkborough, which is home of the Archers. I don't know if anybody knows that, the Archers on Radio 4. So, yeah, a couple of miles outside Inkborough between Worcester and Stratford-upon-Avon.
And also, before we go back to your story, you've got quite some big events coming up.
Yes, we have, yeah.
So this year...
We've got 5... club meetings that we'll run. We've got the British Autograss Series round 3 in July, and we've got the Ladies and Juniors Nationals in first weekend in September. So it's going to be a big year for the club. We've got all hands on deck. So yeah, we're hoping it's going to be successful and great for spectators, racers alike to come and have just a great time.
So British Autograss Series wise, the last time I remember doing a British Championship round at Radford was 2006.
Possibly. I'm not very good with dates. You're much better at me than that. But yeah, possibly.
And the last time you hosted a men's nationals, I believe, was 2009, and it rained bad.
Yes.
Yes. Albeit we did get some really good quality finals, but Saturday was horrid.
Yes.
But you did host a ladies and juniors nationals back in 2021. So that's not that far off the radar. You're still...
No, that's right. It's tricky, our venue is. It's a great venue, but because we're on a hill, it doesn't bode well for the weather. So we have to be really hands on deck when things do go a little bit tits up, shall we say, with the weather. And you just got to manage it well, park everything in the right direction, and have the backup when things do go wrong. Because with the weather, with British weather, it's never always as good as it can be.
But it's also fair to say you're no strangers to big events. I mean, you share the MAP Open every year with Evesham, or every opposite year with Evesham, so they'll have it at their Stratford venue.
Yeah. And then we'll have it the following year, yes.
And you've done that as recent as this year.
Yes.
Last year.
25, yeah.
So, so you can handle the numbers.
Yes.
Bass rounds always a little bit of an unknown quantity because...
If we didn't have the field, this extra field though for the Bass and the Nationals, we wouldn't be able to do it because obviously the amount of people that come to the Nationals and the Bass rounds, the main field wouldn't bode well enough, wouldn't have enough room. But we've got another field which will hold probably 350 spaces for pit parking. That's... For those of you at home in Autograss racing, you can pay a little bit of a fee if you want your race car with your camper and it stays with you all night. Because we do have pits where your cars can be parked in the pits at night, but you can pay for this little extra space where you can have all your vehicles together, your campers, park with your friends. It's all safe, locked up at night. So that's what that extra field really is going to utilise for this. This is what the racers want, you see. They want the cars, they want the vehicles together with the campers and their friends.
So historically, guys, what we would normally do, we would arrive at a race meeting and have an unloading area. So we'd all unload, leave our trucks and trailers and everything. Maybe, in some instances at the big events, it's been, it could be a quarter of a mile away. And we'd all drive into one compound and all the race cars are in lines in the compound. As the years have gone by and the competitors, the equipment has got more expensive, or people have spent or invested more. Our race transporters are kitted out better, so all our tools are in it. We have our tyre changing facilities and our tools, and obviously everything to live for the weekend. And sometimes we'll go in a field Wednesday or Thursday, and we won't leave till probably Monday morning. So we want the sort of creature comforts around us. So I'm going to say it's probably been, 7-8 years of evolvement
in the making.
Yeah,
and we're still evolving it now, aren't we?
Absolutely. And some clubs pushed it, some clubs was against it. I think it's become apparent that certainly at the big meetings, the majority of competitors want to see this area. Now, over the years, it's changed names quite a bit, and it's been a bit of a bone of contention. For me, particularly, when it was called priority parking, it kicked me in the nuts a little bit. I always felt it meant that you was being more exclusive.
More elitist.
Because you could spend 50 quid on a parking space, and not everyone can.
It's not about that, though, is it?
No, and the costs have come down, and now what I like to refer to as the competitor parking area is becoming more standardised.
Of course it is, yeah.
And I know we've got, other people coming up on the podcast who are running big events soon.
Yeah.
I know it's a massive thing for them to get this right, the same as it is for you. And like you say, you've got quite a tricky little venue to...
Yeah, manoeuvre everything around, really. Yeah. And and the finances of it as well, small clubs like us, we're not a huge club, it will help with the finances as well. And we're giving something back because that's what the competitors want, but the club needs it to plough back into the club, to reinvest in the club for new equipment. It's all reinvesting the money that you're getting in, you're reinvesting into the club to make it a better club for the future years. Yeah,
and it's very similar. You guys as chairmen, it's very similar, just I suppose, to the role I have within the sport myself. We're just caretakers, aren't we? I mean, you're
looking after it
unbelievably,
for however long it's going to be until the next person comes on.
Yeah, and you're unbelievably passionate about it because it's your home club in your home village, and all that, and your families have raced in it. And obviously, as we get back into the sort of personal side with you, from a family perspective, you've got brother Ollie still racing.
Well, he's not racing so much now. He's still got his Class 3.
His racing was always questionable whether it was racing.
Yeah, he never had full seasons at racing, but he's had Class 3, he's had Class 7, Class 10. He still loves it. He still comes to support me, support Simon, my daughter, Tom, my stepson. So, yeah, it's a family. My sister, she comes. She comes and looks after the money at Radford. Years and years ago, she used to come there with a video recorder, as it used to be a camcorder, and video all our races. And before, many years ago, my mum was part of it as well. Obviously, God heaven forbid, she's not here anymore, but she was a big part of the club as well, because she was always the one that did the lap scoring at Radford. Yeah. Many years ago when we were at Hanbury, to be fair, which was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's a massive family affair for us, and we're all
and obviously, because I know the ins and outs of this personally, where Ollie lives is where you keep the race cars, so he couldn't escape it even if he wanted to.
That's right. He's got a log cabin on the farm, so yeah, and where the brook is where we extract the water, we're down there on a Sunday morning with a Bowser making a bloody noise, waking him up.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I've noticed with Ollie, his involvement tends to be standing back at a little bit of a distance, criticising, rather than actually getting his hands on the spanners.
Sometimes, yeah, that's right. But he's there in the background. He's always there to support us. He's always there asking us at every meeting we go to, bass rounds, club meetings, doesn't matter what it is. He's always messaging us, ringing us, how you getting on, how's the kids getting on, how's Simon getting on, and my sister as such like.
Now, while we're on the digging a little bit deeper, but while we're on the subject of Ollie, when Ollie was much younger and he's a bit of a tearaway. He's not actually changed very much.
In Young Farmers.
Yeah, when he was a young farmer, and now he's just a slightly older farmer. Mm-hmm. He was mad into his racing, and obviously he was mad to carry on Dad's legacy. He wanted to race the Chevy 10 and all. And then he had a big setback. He had the car accident, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Oh, God, I could get these dates. Probably about, I think it was 13 years ago, I think it was. Young Farmers Rally. Him and his mate went to the garage to get supplies, probably beer, fags, something like that. Unfortunately, he had a head-on collision, and the Land Rover, he was passenger, rolled the Land Rover. He got thrown out the windscreen, down the road 200-300 yards, airlifted to the QE. He was on life support for quite a while. He was in bad shape, to be fair. It was life or death, really. He was touch and go. Since then, he had to have a part of his skull taken away. So he's got a titanium plate. So if anyone sees him at racing, ask him to play his little trick. If you go like that, touch his head, he's got titanium bolts in his head. So don't get punched him in the head because you won't win.
No, you'll only skin your knuckles.
So it was touch and go. And at the same time, Dad was dying of cancer. This sounds all a bit drony, doesn't it, really? Quick one, he had a brain tumour and passed away a couple of months after he knew Oliver was going to make his operation. So it was a terrible year, shit year, really, if you like. But you know what? We're strong people, strong characters. You've got to get through these things. We all have hard days, hard times. But you've got your family and friends, and there's no good moping, and you just got to get on with life. And he's here now, and it's telling the tale, and he has some repercussions. He doesn't remember things sometimes, but I don't know if
selective.
Yeah, I think so. Whether it's for his accident, but he's here. He's got 4 lovely kids, lovely wife. And yeah.
And that it very much tells the Autograss story as well, because we talk about this all the time, and for anyone on the outside, Autograss is just a massive family. It sounds like a cliche to say it, but it actually is, and everybody always says it. Ollie obviously had support from his family and his friends, and now actually, if you didn't know the situation with Ollie, you probably wouldn't know. And since that time, he got married. Like, I mean, he's rattling kids out.
Sorry, he'll take to me tomorrow, and I haven't got 4 kids. He's got 3 kids.
I thought you got the numbers wrong, because I thought there was one I didn't know about.
Knowing them, they'll probably have another. But
having said that, there could be one on the way.
Absolutely,
he's always practicing. So let's go back to your racing career. You came out the juniors.
Went straight into 10.
When you was a little lad, I have to say.
Yes, we get this all the time.
When you had your little
ginger spiky hairdo,
ginger bomb, and
why didn't anybody tell me? You looked a brat. Why didn't you? You were all my friends. I thought you were.
Well, we just cared about you, and we didn't want to.
I look at my old passport now. I think, what on earth did you think?
So when you was a young ginger lad, you came out the juniors and you went ladies racing. That was a shock to all of us, because we all thought you was a lad.
Yep.
And we thought, because of where you was from and Dave's sense of humour, calling his son Julie might have just been for the crack. Do you know what I mean? But it turned out you was actually female.
Yeah, well, every time I look, I think I am, yeah.
But you're still sitting down for a wee, aren't you? So obviously, initially you went into 10.
10, straight away. That's the only option I had.
Yeah, so that was the Chevy, to start with, that was the Chevy, the Bullet car, which would that have been the ex-Andy Lee car?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, so that was a really cool car. I think,
heavy as hell, mine.
Oh, she'd have been a tank. But it was I remember seeing that car first time out. So, and we're talking, again for you guys at home, we're talking about an inline setup. So I believe it was a small block Chevy on like a Renault 30 gearbox in line. It's quite a long old baby, but actually in its day, right on cue, it was on the old 5-link suspension setup and all that sort of stuff. And actually it was a beautiful car. And I remember I either saw this when it was brand new, either at one of the shows, it wouldn't have been the NEC, but I think it was maybe the one we used to do down south. I can't remember the name of the place. The Oval show. When it was and it was beautiful. Everything was chromed on it. It was all polished and obviously Dad painted it Radford red and blue.
Yeah, and we always have a
probably
sign
with a
right.
roller.
So there was no stickers in those days, or if there was, but it was always hand painted.
And then there was a bit of a revolution going on, as in the Autograss industry, late 90s had changed. So our late great friend, Jeff Beresford, had already been manufacturing chassis. My dad was a chassis manufacturer back in the day. And manufactured a few. Z-Cars came along. And Z-Cars was the first manufacturer, I have to say, that put them out in numbers.
Yes.
Something must have caught your dad's attention and thought, these cars are working.
That's right, yeah.
And the change was made. Yeah. And the change was made, and the engine and gearbox was shoehorned into the back of the Z-Car chassis. And it was actually, me being a bit of a grass tracking geek, it was in the later chassis. The initial Z-Cars was like really wide.
Yes.
And yours was one of the first of the later chassis with the narrow nose. So it was actually quite a pretty car. And you was both having a decent level of success. But again, your dad used to share the driving with Jed Morris.
That's right, yeah.
And Jed was having a lot of success,
he was,
wasn't he? And so obviously, and you was only a youngster.
Yeah.
So we do have the video footage for this, which we'll attach
to it
later for everyone to view. So let's go back to Evesham, effectively home nationals for you. So MAP League.
Yeah, our hoster.
1998 Ladies National Championships.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through the final?
Oh, I can do. It won't take long. In those days, you could have like Pirelli tyres, is that right? Pirellis, Rallycross, any sort of tyres you wanted. And I know we always used to have
the big plus fours.
Yeah, exactly. So the tyres on there, I was away out the start, led the race. It was getting harder and harder because the tyres were going off. No excuse. I basically drove like a tit on the last bend. Claire Cockle came on the inside of me. I thought, you know what, I'm going to go around the outside of her because she's going to take me on the last bend. And I hit Claire, rolled it like a prat on the last lap of the Nationals. Last bend. So, yeah, it was a bit of a disaster.
So, again, giving an insight to people at home, when we start talking about the late 90s, we were still racing on predominantly dirt tracks.
Yes.
Now you're on the edge, so you're Midland Autograss Promotions, but you're on the edge of the West Midlands.
Yeah.
When you get into the West Midlands, the dirt changes colour slightly. It starts to go a tinge of red.
Yes.
That dirt does not slick off. The dirt where you are, and particularly before Radford, Evesham had started to polish. It started to polish the exits. That was a lovely weekend, 1998 Ladies Nationals. It was the sun had been out. It was a great weekend, really well attended.
Car wasn't as heavy, but it was just the tyres go off and it's hard and it's harder to handle, and it's just when you got to 6 laps, you're thinking, come on, where's that checkered flag? Where's that checkered flag? And then it doesn't come, and then it's even harder, and it's like, oh shit, and it just went bad.
Claire back then would have been in the second generation of Jeff's twin engine car.
Yeah.
So that would have been
Nifty
the piggyback one. So
yes.
she was a wild animal.
She was
anyway.
behind me watching when she knew I was going to make a mistake or I couldn't hold on to it or something.
The one thing I have to say for Claire, now, as time's gone by, you're now the shiny specialist.
I don't know. I suppose.
You race the dirt, but you're a slick track specialist. You're winning major finals on shiny tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Claire has always been a shiny track specialist and proves this that when she just came out of nowhere and just won the Ladies Nationals at Radford just a couple of years ago. Popped it straight out the bag. The track slicked off. And, great that Claire's back racing also.
Absolutely fantastic.
Because the last couple of years have been incredibly difficult.
Absolutely, yeah.
The Bell Equipment UK Limited Ladies and Juniors National Championships are upon us. The weather is booked, the venue is primed and ready, the bar is open, the vendors are in place, and all we need to make this event amazing is for you guys to show up and show off.
So obviously, what was potentially your first national win?
Really, yeah. Well, it wasn't a win.
Ended in disaster.
Yes.
I know you've always told me that Claire rammed you. I know you're going to deny that now. But...
You watch the video, you see she didn't ram me. I just
so the long and the short
plot.
of it, you went deep, you got hung out.
Yeah.
And momentum was not your friend.
No.
And you managed to land it on the start line. And it was actually quite a sizable roll for its time.
I was cross.
Yeah.
Very cross.
So much damage. How did Dad feel about it?
Dad didn't care. Dad was such a laid back person. It'll fix. That was his attitude. It's always been like that. He was always laid back. If I wanted advice from him for anything, he'd give his advice. He said, but if you didn't choose not to take it, that's fine.
That's got to be where Ollie gets it from as well.
Yeah, he was always like that.
Yeah.
Always. It wasn't bothered. As long as I was all right, the car can be mended.
Yeah.
So.
And then obviously you and Jed continued to share Dad's car.
Yeah.
Dad was in and out of it a little bit, but Jed tried to do the big events with it.
A lot more, yeah.
And he was having great success.
Mm-hmm.
And then within a matter of, I'm going to say it was probably about 4 years later.
Possibly. You'll be better on timeline than me.
You made the step and you jumped into Class 8, which actually, ironically, was Claire's old car.
Yes.
So you ended up in Claire, Cockerell as she was then, Beresford as she is now, in their Class 8. You had a season in that.
Yeah. Shit. I was no good.
I'm gonna just
pretty much
throw it out there and say it was 2003.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take that.
I'm a geek. And then you jumped ship and you came to me.
I did, yeah.
And
Bought
you had
car.
my national championship winning 2000. That was 2003. And in 2003, I won the nationals at Yorkshire Dales, which was the first ever event on the track as we know it today at Thornborough.
Yep.
Which makes it obviously one of my favourite venues. I seem to be able to turn it
well
on
there.
when I get there.
Yeah.
And then you had that car for a season or so.
Yeah, I can't remember how long I had it for. Yeah.
And then it came back to me.
Yeah.
And it went off to Sue Nichols.
Yeah.
And Sue had it for about 45 years.
Yeah, quite a long time. yeah. She loved it, didn't she? Loved that car. Yeah.
And it's still about, actually. It's still up in the North Yorkshire League. I saw it recently.
Okay.
And it's still actually painted in Sue's colours.
Is it?
Yeah.
Flipping it. Fair play.
And then...
I went out of Grassin
You
for a while.
disappeared, yeah. So what was you on with?
I'm just trying to work the timeline now. Would have been when I was fixing computers, travelling abroad, possibly, yeah, before I had Tilly.
Am I right in thinking you went on? Was you on like the golf tour or
European Golf Tour and the Asian Golf Tour, yeah. So I used to fix computers, and I used to work for a company that fixed computers. We went on World Touring Cars, European Golf Tour, Asian Golf Tour. So I've been all over the place: Singapore, India, China. Not been to America. All over the world. Basically running the TV graphic screen. So when you watch the golf and you see the little graphic on the top left, I'd be sat there in a TV truck making sure the laptops are running. They were sat there putting the graphics up, and if something went wrong and the graphics weren't working, I'd be the person sat there fixing it, making sure it would work or getting the second laptop going. So I did that for about 18 months, 2 years. And to be honest, we got sick of living out of a suitcase because it was 1 week I was here, 1 week I was there. Basically, the story was met somebody, had Tilly, my daughter, who is now 17 in a couple of weeks. God help you all on the road.
And I know a purchase has been made in that regard.
No. The road car, yes. So no, Tilly, so going back to Grassin then. So went out of that, came back, had Tilly, and we started racing again probably when Tilly was a baby, I suppose. So that would have been just under 17 years ago. And then we started...
Yeah, so I remember I hadn't seen you for quite a while, and then I sort of bumped into you somewhere, and what you're doing, what you're up to, and you was racing the Ladies Nationals.
Yes.
Back in Class 8.
Yeah.
And then I had a few years out, and in the meantime, you had been married.
Yes.
Had the Tilly.
Yeah.
Got rid of him.
Probably been divorced, yeah. Absolutely,
Got rid of him.
Yeah.
And then this new fella came along.
Well, he wasn't new, was he?
Well, I didn't know him.
I'd known him since I was 14 because I raced against his brother in the juniors.
And he fancied you then?
Apparently.
Yeah.
But he was married, you know.
Yeah. Well, that never stopped him.
No. So all those years went by. Met Simon. We got together, we got married, we started racing in Class 7, and that's where we are still now. Happily married, with 3 children between us. Tilly, Tom who races, Katie, Simon's daughter. Katie doesn't come racing so much because she's very much into horses. So she enjoys that side of it. But yeah, Tilly races now. We obviously bought Ant's national winning Class 8 car from year before. I keep thinking last year. It's the year before. So she races that along with Tom. She was racing it with Tom, but Tom stopped this year because he wants to save for a house, which is, sensible. So Tilly races that. And Simon's.
Obviously you raced that car as well because you did.
I did in
the Ladies
Cambridge.
Nationals.
Yeah.
And I was going to say I shared it with you, but I didn't race that weekend because I had the wrong tackle.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I raced it for 6 months, I suppose.
Yeah,
it wasn't much, was it?
And that was actually quite good fun. It was a new experience for me, actually, just to share a race car, which I found pretty cool.
And I was felt honoured racing your car because you're just a legend, aren't you?
It wasn't. It was the fact that every time I went out in it, I seemed to knock something off it, and then we had to fix it for you. That would made it.
Yeah.
It cut my time frame for repairs down.
Definitely.
And I was having a rough season because I was crashing like every week for some reason. I think it was before I got these.
Probably, yeah.
So. Since you've gone into 7, and you and Syme share now, so Syme...
We do, yeah.
Syme's right on the cusp. He's made a Bass final now.
I know.
He's right on the cusp. He's a little bit of pace to find for the deep stuff.
Yeah, but he don't want damage.
Stuff. No.
He don't want... That's not very good English. He doesn't want damage.
He don't want no damage.
Yeah, from country, innit? He doesn't want the damage. He doesn't need... And he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He puts so many hours into our race cars. And he'd rather move over for me to race and me get stuck in than himself. And, I feel bad a lot of the time, but he's always there. He's right on the edge. But he doesn't want the damage. And don't get me wrong, neither of us do.
He's thereabouts. When the track is slick... I'm just going to move into the microphone. I've just had a cue. When the track is slick, it suits Syme. He likes... And you know what? There's a lot of ways.
He loves the polish.
Yeah.
He loves the polish.
So now there's a lot of ways to look at that. So somebody who's got lightning reactions, who's good on the brakes, and has decent car control, they'll always be decent on the shiny. And there's a flip side of that. Not everyone likes doing 100 mile an hour with a wheel against the fence.
No.
Because not everyone's
scary.
comfortable with it.
No, exactly.
So you can be a very good technical racer. And in the day and age, as we talked about earlier, when the tracks started to slick, 98, 99, early 2000s, the game changed. Finals and the outcome of finals now are very often determined by coming from that outside dirt and going back. There's not many tracks now that will survive a whole weekend with a racing cushion over there.
No.
Most of them. So Simon's time is coming. He just needs to work the early heat to get him a better position when the track is grippy, so the finals will fall in his lap.
Yeah.
It'll come. There's no doubt about it. And he's already been in a Bass final or two now, so he's making it. Class 7 for you has been a little bit of you've kind of found your home.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Because
yes,
as somebody that's only ever really been an open wheeler,
I love Class 7. I love ladies Class 7.
And you took to it, and that's resulted in 2 British titles, 2 national titles.
Yeah. It's took a long time. I have been racing since I was 14. I'm 46.
Since you was a 14-year-old boy.
So do you know what? It's taken a bloody long time. So you people out there that want to win the nationals and keep trying, because I've done it and it took me a bloody long time. So you can still do it.
Yeah, and if we go back, and I particularly remember a nationals, the ladies and juniors. I think it was 2003. It was down at Severn Valley, and you was racing in Class 8 then. And I, perfectly honest, I thought, yeah, you're in this. You know, you'd got your favourites. You'd got your Mel Gallagher. You'd got your Sue Nichols.
Yeah.
You'd got Claire Beresford, Susan Herdman.
Yeah.
You. And for me, at that point... and
Shelley Tipton, people like that as well, you know.
Yeah, but there was a real fast 8, and you was among that. And we went down there, and I was like, Ju's in this. And then you don't make the final. And it's like...
It's all got to line up, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, your car's got to be right. You've got to be right in your head.
But if
everything's got to be right.
If we go back, let's say 20 years, from 2023 to 2003, it'd have been really easy at that point to say... I've got the car, I've got the kit, I'm going home with nothing. It's really easy to turn your back on the job and think, well, I've had my chance. Now, I know as a racer, in 1999, I had my little Class 5 Metro with the Kawasaki in just the year that they banned the motorcycle engine from Class 5.
Yeah.
And I was like, winning on demand. You know, the first 4 British Championship rounds of the year was single-day events when we used to do the double headers.
Yeah.
I went to Wales and won 2 maximums. Went to Nottingham, won 2 with maximums. I've won the British and it's June. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I went to the Nationals at Norton Radstock.
But now they're not going anymore.
And it rained. And this is how I remember this. I didn't win the Nationals. Now, there's an arrogance in there that I've learned
to try to teeter away a little bit.
Yeah, I got rid of that. Now, I'm grateful. Back then, how can I not have won the Nationals?
Because you've done that, yeah.
And I actually came away not even thinking I got beaten today. I came home like I didn't win. Why didn't I win? I couldn't understand why I didn't win. But back in the day, and I think I've discussed this with others, and I've certainly, if I ever finish my book, it's written in there.
You keep saying
in
that.
great depth. And back in the day, and this makes your dad a bit of an exemption from what I call an exemption from the rule. There was never any multiple winners.
No.
Your dad won 2.
Yeah.
Right? You know, back in the day. That was outstanding. In the 70s, he's probably the only double winner. Then we got a couple later on. We got the late Gerald Brace, who Gerald just went on and just couldn't stop winning.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and a couple of others that was multiple winners. Ladies, yes. Hyphena, Emily James. Well, she just couldn't not win.
No,
she was
right.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, and then changed class and became a Class 7 champion.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I had this belief, your average man gets one chance. So, like for you in 2003 when it was real, for me in 1999 when it was real, to not grab that opportunity, I honestly thought, I drove home, or I was in the coach with the Harveys back in them days, and I remember going home thinking, I'm never going to win this now. Because I'd seen my dad finish second.
You get disheartened, don't you? You think,
really easy.
That was my time, and then you think it's not going to happen again, and then
So 20 years later, you go and rattle a couple in back-to-back.
Yeah, so 2022, I won the Ladies Nationals, and then in 2020, and the Bass. No, sorry, I'm telling lies. 2022 and 2023, I won the Bass, and then 2023 and 2024, I won the Nationals. So I won it double in 2023, so the Bass and the Nationals.
That's pretty cool.
And I really wanted to win last year, to be honest with you. And I don't know, it was me. It was nothing out. I could have won it. I should have won it. And it was just didn't work. You know, it wasn't all lined up. And it was at home track as well. It was at Evesham. I still kick myself now. But do you know what? You have to think, after winning it first, I thought I'd never win it. And I won it. And the emotions is just absolutely amazing. To win it the second time, I was like, this can't be right. Oh, my God. So if I never win it again, I've got the honour and the feelings inside that, do you know what, I've done it, and what a feeling words can't describe.
So here's the
Absolutely
thing,
amazing.
and this is a question that's going to go on
Very
forever,
lucky.
and I know my answer to it. The British Autograss series changed the face of Autograss.
Yeah.
Obviously, the magazines we have on here represent the British Autograss series.
Yeah.
Something I've been very proud not to play a part in, but to be a part of.
Yes, that's
From
it.
1996, the inception with Jeff and Simon. So Jeff Beresford and Simon Bentley and Steve Langley and Janet Ellis, who was the sort of founders. If I've missed anyone, I apologise. The British Autograss series came along. It absolutely changed the face of Autograss.
Absolutely did, yeah.
It's undeniable. Mm-hmm. And I desperately wanted to win the British, but obviously as a young kid travelling to the Nationals every year since the 70s,
Yeah.
the Nationals was the one.
Absolutely.
The one-day event,
It
the
still
World
is.
Championship.
I think it still is.
Yeah.
To be honest with
so
you.
that was going to be my next question. If you had to choose from now on one of them, no, you don't, because you've still got championships in you.
No, of course.
Would you take the Nationals or the British?
Definitely, it's got to be the Nationals. The British, do you know, you've got to be consistent. You know, you've got 5 rounds, but you've got time, and you can afford to make a mistake, get a black flag or whatever. You know, you can still pull it all up because it's so many points added through the whole season. But the Nationals is everything's got to be right. You know, that is the one. That is the one that you want to win. Everyone wants to win. Everyone, not being rude. If you said to me, well, or ask somebody who won the national, men's possibly, ladies, you all think we're bloody petrol wasters, but anyway, that's another story.
I do know a fella that thinks like that.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll speak to him later on today. But if I said to you who won men's class 7 at the Nationals in 3 years ago, you probably could tell me. But the Bass, you probably couldn't. It's more history. The Nationals is the history. It is the Autograss.
Well, what happens with the British? If you're in the fight, you know everyone.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the last round or two, the fight then becomes more personal because there may only really be 3 contenders left, certainly going to the last round.
Yeah, of course.
Very often. I mean, now the British have got it right.
I was lucky in the first time I won it. I won it on the 5th round, and I didn't need to do the 6th round, the 4th round, sorry, not the 5th. But then the second time I won it, it could have been any of us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was a choice of probably 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah.
And I think it was the same. This last year obviously wasn't the same because Michaela, absolutely fantastic driver. I think she only came second in one of her races out of all of those races. Absolutely fantastic, fair play. But for that time, it can be 3 or 4 of you. Down to the last race.
And for me,
the final.
I was going to say, and even with the rule changes and the points changes over the years, so years ago, it used to be a 5-round championship and you dropped your worst round.
Yeah.
Now it's a 20 race championship and you count 16. Sounds the same, but it's very much not the same because you only effectively need to win 1 final now. Mm-hmm. So you could actually win the British Autograss series in 4 rounds.
And the points of the blacks as well now, the blacks and the greens, that's really tossed it up as well, isn't it?
Oh, well, my retirement came just in time to avoid all that.
I know.
But I know from the only time out of my British titles, 6 British titles, the only time I won it with a race to spare was 2006 in the Class 10. And I won it in Heat 3 on the last Bass round.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do the final, which was lucky because I crashed in the final. So, but every other time I've either won or lost it.
Yes.
In the last final of the season.
Yeah.
And particularly 2011 was a great year. It was a great year against Phil Cooper. Me and Phil was rattling in win for win for win. By the end of the season, I think I was on 14 from 15 heat wins, and Phil was on 13 from 15 heat wins. And the only person Phil lost to in the heats was me. So that was the decider because he did 5 second places in the finals. I was just fortunate enough to win 4.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that drop score scenario was what made it.
Yeah.
And we went on. Nobody had won the overall British in a Class 8 before. And I won it and Phil was second in the overall. It was crazy season. I remember looking at the points and we were on like 1,260, 1,300 points and third place was on 700.
Christ.
But what a great rival to have. If you're going to push yourself, you know, do it there.
Yeah,
but
that's how I feel with like Michaela and Lindsay, to be fair. They're like my rivals, really. You know, I want to beat Michaela. I want to beat Lindsay. Well, I want to beat them all at the end of the day. And it doesn't always work.
And when you do,
it doesn't always work.
When you do, if you
brilliant.
come out of a season and you've beaten Michaela and Lindsay and others.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But Michaela's been the top of the tree for quite a while.
Long time, absolutely. She's fantastic.
You know,
But we're all beatable, aren't we?
Absolutely.
We're all every one of us. It doesn't matter who we are. We're all beatable.
And we all have that day, whether it be at a British round or whether it be the Heat 3 at the Nationals, where it just goes wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And that can be a season changer.
Yeah, and I just go in the lorry and shout at myself. I don't throw my dollars out the pram because that's not me.
Did you have dollies
No.
when you was a little boy?
I had
Action Man.
Play cars. But no, it goes, if it doesn't go your way, it is what it is. But I go and hide and I'm very quiet, believe it or not. I can be quiet, and if I'm quiet, it means I'm having a bad day.
So obviously, Tom's taking a bit of time out.
Yeah.
Tilly's full blown.
Yeah, I came out of
Racing driving
juniors
it,
first year, last year in the Class 8. Actually doing really, really, really well. At each meeting, she's getting better and faster and faster and faster. It scares the hell out of me watching her, to be honest with you.
Is this little nutcase, this
Yeah.
little mental... Now, when she had the junior special, Tilly could find an accident, like, she'd just sniff them out.
Yeah, definitely.
And there wasn't always hers, it's fair to say.
No.
But
Always in the middle of it.
she's been so measured in the Class 8. She's literally not bumped a wheel.
No,
you know what I
she's
mean?
loving
She's
it.
always pointing forwards. And that is the way to progress. You cannot learn Class 8 Autograss with 3 wheels on.
No,
You've
definitely
got
not.
to just keep finishing.
Her being in the J-Spec and then going into 8 has massively helped her, because I think if she had a saloon car before she went to 8, it'd be a totally different kettle of fish. And this is a funny thing, like, 'cause obviously you can see your wheels. So, like I said earlier in the podcast, she's learned to drive soon on the 27th. It's her birthday. So we bought her a little Polo for her birthday. Yeah. And she was practicing in the yard next to our farm last weekend, I think it was. And she was saying to Simon, I can't see my wheels. Yeah, because you've got a road car, it's a saloon, and that's...
Of course, because
so
Tilly never raced a saloon like Tom, did she?
No, so she was having a hissy fit. So Simon had to put some cones. Right, that's where your wheel is, that's where your wheel is. So they were doing manoeuvres forwards and backwards. And she, like, it is this... Now she's got to change from that she could see her wheels, and now she's got to drive on the road. She's just got to get used to it. So we were setting her up with these cones, and you can imagine what it was like. I don't get involved because I just have a row. But yeah, no, she's doing fantastic in 8, and this year she'll come on even more again, to be honest with you. And she loves it.
So for you guys, for yourself, for Simon, for Tilly, full racing schedule ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
You now are, as a family, I would say, one of the most travelled families. You're out every week.
Yeah, you've got to be. We certainly were 2 years ago. We didn't do as much last year, probably 4 meetings less, which isn't very much. But if you want to be good, you've got to race every week or every other week, because unless you're superstars and have just got it from the start, from whatever, you've got to be practicing. You've got to keep going every meet, every week, because you're learning all the time. And you've got to stay fast. You've got to keep going fast.
I know from if I go back
time in the car, that's
years,
what it is.
I was doing every fixture. 2009, I did every single fixture. I had a trade stand at the ladies and juniors, and I raced the last 3 meetings of the year, including a bass round with a broken wrist.
Yeah.
Because I was adamant it was track time, and that through 2010 and 2011, that did pay off. All
Yeah.
that work paid off. And it's not about being fit, particularly. It's about being race fit.
Of course it is, yeah.
And, knowing what's right,
it's
what's
time
wrong.
in that car.
Yeah.
At different tracks, because not every track is different.
So, just moving on a little bit.
Yep.
You're at the helm at Radford.
Yeah.
We've already discussed that. You've got a British Autograss Series round
In
3
July, yeah.
in July, which
Let's hope the weather. Come on, please, please.
That is gonna, that could be an event for the ages because it's a beautiful venue. Being in the little amphitheatre that is Radford Autograss, where you can get up on the bank when the sun comes out there.
It's fantastic.
It's
Viewing.
just amazing.
Yeah.
And it is one of the best spectator venues for sure.
Albeit just a couple of sides you can view from, but it is
Yeah,
really
but
good.
being raised above it, just
Yeah.
and I know you've got a lot. We'll not really discuss what you've got going on with the Ladies Nationals because you've got loads of secrets and surprises in there. Same as the British Autograss Series, well represented. Trade space, trade stands, great party atmosphere. You'll have bands on.
Yeah, more than likely. Yep.
So you've got all that to look forward to. That's gonna be hard work.
A lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
And then obviously on top of that, the one thing we haven't really got to, and we will talk about this again because I've got something else planned within the podcast. In 2024, winter of 2024, you decided to make the step and join the NASA Board of Directors.
I did, yeah.
Is that keeping you busy?
Yeah, always busy. Always busy. There's always somebody on the phone. There's always an email. There's always something to deal with. A WhatsApp message.
Does it detract or distract, or do you just...
Oh, massively. It changes your life. If anyone says it doesn't, they're absolutely telling you bullshit, I'm afraid, because it absolutely does. Would I change it? No. Do I still want to keep doing it? Yes. Do I think I'm making a difference? Possibly a little bit. But there's no good saying you want to do something, you want to change. There's no good opening your mouth and shouting and keyboard worrying and saying, I don't like this. Do you know what? Put your head above the parapet and try and do something about it. We can't ship bricks and work wonders. That's a lovely saying. But if
I've never heard that before.
If I can change something a little bit, or collectively as the 9 of us, if we can move the sport a little bit each year, it's only a benefit, isn't it?
So what we've got coming up, guys, we have another podcast coming up, which is an amalgamation of directors. It will be referred to as the Director's Cut, and we'll save any more director talk from Julie for that occasion.
Okay.
And where we'll have you back, and we'll discuss, and we'll spend some time and explain to the members
what it's all about.
Being a NASA director is all about.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered most of it.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for making the
thank you
journey
for
up
having
into the mighty Beverley.
Yeah. No problem at all.
Into the kitchen.
Beautiful place. Thank you. Lovely studio.
And obviously, as we've said with all our guests, this is the Naschat podcast is an open invitation.
Yeah.
You guys at home, this podcast is brought to you, with the help from, support from our corporate partnerships and sponsors. The only thing I need from you guys at home so I can continue to do this and bring you the information and keep you in the loop, what I need you to do, I need you to go down there, comment, I need you to ask the questions, I need you to like and share, but here's the key thing, I need the subscriptions. We need the subscriptions from you guys so that we can keep attracting corporate partners, corporate sponsors, so we can continue to do this for you guys. So, Julie, thank you very much for your company.
You're very welcome, and thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you.
And guys at home, we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you very much.